What's going on there, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Bone. Battlefield 4. Propaganda. Bulldog. Doing it big, putting in work. Enjoy. So, topic at hand. We're talking about Battlefield Hardline. Now, I first heard this on a live stream, being it my fans telling me, aka I don't trust their sources and it's probably complete troll shit. So, of course, I had to go ahead and research it myself, in case there was a slim probability that they were actually being honest with me. Shame on me, they were telling the truth. Battlefield Hardline was in fact postponed, delayed, until 2015. So I went and did a little research, I saw it in Forbes, you know, even a blog on Battlefield, don't know how legitimate that is, right? But I checked it out, seems like they're postponing it till 2015. Now, they didn't give us a direct date, and I believe I think it was October 21st, correct me if I'm wrong, that it was supposed to be released, and I'm kind of excited that they postponed it for a few reasons, and a couple things they actually said in their post. And I will quote some of that in short time, but this is exciting. My kind of guesstimation as towards when they're going to release this game is, I'm going to say about March, April. And the reason for that is that's right around tax refunds. They're going to want to do that. That's a prime area for, you know, electronics, video games, couches, whatever it is. A lot of people are getting money back on their taxes. That's one of the best times to actually start releasing things, short of Q4 at the end of the year when, you know, it's kind of the common, you know, meta, if you will. So, what's this mean? About a 6-month delay in my guess until this game actually comes out in working condition. And that is part of the reason why they have in fact postponed this, is they want a working product. They are in fear of having another Battlefield 4. And this is exactly what they said, and I quote, "Battlefield 4 was a bad experience for us. It was the equivalent of the remnants in my toilet after Taco Tuesday." Okay, so that was complete bullshit. I made that up, but I'm still bitter about the whole thing. Honestly, they stepped up. They said, you know, we've made mistakes. We're learning from the CTE. We're still learning, you know what I mean? They're straight up saying, hey, we didn't know how to deal with this. You know, we made a lot of mistakes. What they're saying is we don't want to make them again. It takes a man to apologize. It takes a company to not apologize, but kind of get there. But, you know, it's just like one of those things where, like, we realize we don't want that again. We don't want the community to, you know, feel like we're going to let them down. We don't want to rip anybody off. We don't want any of that stuff. So they said that we need to focus on making this game as pristine and working and beautiful as it can be on launch. That is their priority. The key word that they keep using is stability. They want to make sure those bad boys are stable. So they're going to spend some time just kind of reinforcing the game, visually enhancing it, making sure that the multiplayer is innovating, is the word that I like to use. And that's a bold word to ever use when you're talking about multiplayer, because, face it, there's not many ways to innovate in multiplayer FPS anymore. So, on top of that, they wanted to heavily emphasize their importance, and they're trying to just kind of tell everybody, hey, you guys have to play our campaign. You're going to want to play this game for single player. They're focusing it on kind of one of those TV crime dramas. They want this to be like some CSI show. You want to see the emotion and the crime and the drama and all of that stuff kind of peeling together. So that's what they're aiming to do with this single player, and I'm actually excited to play it. That's one of probably the biggest selling points for me with this game. With this Cops and Robbers theme, you better make a Cops and Robber theme single player that's going to be gripping enough to make me be like, damn, I don't care if I'm on the good side or the bad side. I just want to see this story unravel. So that's one thing that they're heavily focusing on. And they want to make sure it's as realistic, beautifully toned as possible. So, again, I don't know if it's out of wanting to do right by the community, if it's out of fear and they don't want another Battlefield 4 launch, whatever it is, they decided to postpone it. I expect it to be about 4 to 6 months after. I'm thinking, again, March, April. And that's a very, very good thing. On top of that, EA also did, in fact, announce that they were postponing, I think it's Dragon Age Inquisition, if I'm not mistaken, an additional month, too. So these guys are realizing that they want to make sure that these launches are good. Battlefield 4 was just, not even just for EA alone, but for all video game developers out there. People just do not want to have to deal with what Battlefield has dealt for so far. One thing they did decide to, in fact, tell people is that we're not giving up on Battlefield 4. We're still focusing on the CTE. We're still focusing our resources on making the game into a working product. And Final Stand will still be out by the end of the year, scheduled for sometime later this year. So, they're trying their best to make sure the product is as perfect a condition as possible, making sure all of us are happy. And again, I give props. I do. I honestly give props to them saying, hey, we messed up big time. It's not easy for a company to say we completely screwed up, especially one of the size and caliber of EA and DICE and everything like that. They straight up admitted that they made a big mistake, and they want to kind of rectify. They want to kind of make sure that they're gonna make it a working product, and they're not gonna let anyone ever say, hey, this is gonna happen, because if they really had another launch like that again, they're gonna be hurting. So again, don't know if it was a good thing, don't know if it was a bad thing. All I know is that they're taking time to make sure that this project is going to be working. So that makes me a happy sausage. Thank you guys for watching. If you did in fact enjoy the video, be sure to subscribe for future content. And if you did enjoy a game, also like it. It always helps out a lot. So I'll catch you guys with some future streams and some more Dragon Sea stuff coming up soon. I got some Deagle Only gameplay and some other funny stuff coming. So I'll catch you guys with that sometime this week. Have a good night, guys. Touch me.